Port Olympic area. Right at the end of this street, not in the way we are going, on the upside, between the two twin towers of Barcelona. Maybe you already have seen them. And another choice, if you don't want to go to the beach, that is a good place. You can have a very good paella in the city center. It's a place called Arroceria Xativa with an initial X. And if you want to have good tapas, there is a cool place next to Estación del Norte. That is the place we are arriving to. This place is called Triunfal because it's right in front the Arch of Triumph. So for tapas, Triunfal. Another good place where you can have a Catalan meal is a place called Casa Alfonso. And it's also in the middle of the Eixample. It's also possible that you want to have a pizza. And here in Barcelona, you can have a good pizza because Italians like me, we are the biggest community of foreigners. So there are a lot of good Italian restaurants and a lot of good pizzerias. A very good pizzeria, there's a little chain called Danani, DA_NANNI, to take us safe and in the right time. I want to thank you for choosing Julia and for being so kind, for coming on time. And if you consider that our service has been more than good, you can write a review for us, you can tip us, you can offer us a coffee, or you can simply say goodbye with a smile and have good thoughts about us, because we need a lot of good vibes to make this.